Hi everyone, it's Leah Koss with the Mortgage Center, and I wanted to talk about the good and the bad sides to lease-to-own homes. So lease-to-own is also called LTO, RTO, rent-to-own, lease-to-own, okay? But essentially what you're doing is you are leasing to own a home, much like you lease to own a car, okay? So the good sides of lease-to-own I've kind of gone through in a lot of my other videos. The great side to it is if you can't buy today for any such reason, such as bad credit, don't have enough down payment, you have too much debt compared to your income ratio, maybe you just started your own business, things of that nature where you simply need to, what I like to call, buy yourself time, then lease-to-own is a fantastic situation. Now, why not just rent? Why lease-to-own? Well, a couple of reasons. If you're going to lease-to-own, it sets you on a program. It holds you accountable, where a lot of people will rent for 10 years before actually taking the time to save up the down payment or actively wanting to fix their credit. With lease-to-own, you're on a schedule. You need to fix things, in order to buy your home at the end of the lease. So it creates a great accountability, as well as, depending on the investor that you're working with, a great system in place to help you save down payment or pay down debt or what have you. So that's definitely a great side. The other side is when you rent, you always have that temporary feeling, as well as that, I have to ask mom or dad if I can hang a picture in my room kind of feeling. When you lease to own your own home, if you want to do renovations, if you want to get rid of the carpet and put in laminate floors, if you want to put in a new vanity in the bathroom, if you want to knock down a wall, you can do that because it's your house and you don't have to ask anybody about it, okay? If you want to hang a picture in your house, put as many nails in the walls as you want. It's your security, it's your property. If you hurt the value of the home, that's to your own detriment. Obviously, you want to do things to preserve it, take care of it. It's your house, okay? So it gives you that sense of ownership. So lease-to-own, there's a lot of great reasons on why you want to do that. Now, why are some negative reasons on why you don't want to do it? Well, actually, that's not the right way of putting it. Some ugly sides to the lease-to-own world, that is simply you not doing your due diligence or teaming up with somebody who is very much out for themselves, okay? So lease-to-own in concept is fantastic, and if you do it with the right person, that's a great situation, okay? I make sure I very carefully screen the people that I refer you to make sure that they are above board and that they're on the level and that they're really doing this because they want a good, safe investment, while at the same time they're helping out you and helping you to achieve your goals. Now, what are some negative things that can be done, and what can you do about it to prevent these things from happening to you? Well, the number one thing that happens is that you'll get into a home that's, let's say, $600,000. But you never actually got pre-qualified for $600,000, so when the 2-year lease is up, guess what? You only qualify for a $400,000 place. So what do? Nothing. You honestly can't do anything. You now cannot fulfill the lease contract, which means you lose your initial down payment that you gave the investor. The investor gets to keep it. You lose all of your rent credits that you've accumulated throughout the 2-year or 3-year lease, and they get to keep the house. So you basically walk away with nothing, where for the last 2-3 years you've just been paying inflated rent. That's it. Okay? So you obviously don't want that to happen to you. Now, what can you do to prevent that situation? Get pre-approved. And don't get pre-approved by somebody who's never even heard of or done anything with lease-to-own, okay? You need to work with somebody who has worked with lease-to-own, understands the fundamentals of it, the different options that can be added to a contract, and most importantly, how long you're going to need realistically to fix your situation so that you can be able to afford the place that you get into at the end of your lease term, okay? So obviously, if you're working with a crooked investor, then they really don't want you to qualify. They'll put you into $1 million home, and you'll think they're the greatest things ever until your lease comes up and you can't afford it, because now they keep the house, they keep your rent credits, and they keep your down payment. That seems like a really good situation for them. If you're working with someone who's on the level, there will be numerous things they're going to make you do. For one, get pre-approved, and get pre-approved by someone that they trust, okay? So they're going to mandate that. If you're working with someone and they don't mandate that you get pre-approved, that's not a good thing. Another thing that's optional and not always offered, but I would definitely ask for, is an option to extend or an option to purchase early in your contract. So for example, if you're really, really good, you manage to fix whatever was negative in a shorter amount of time than what your original lease term was, it'd be great for you to be able to buy early, because that means you get to buy it at a lower price. So an option to purchase early would be great to have in your contract. Likewise, though, if maybe something doesn't get fixed in time, or you just for whatever reason want to keep doing the lease for one more year, an option to extend would also be a great part to leave into the lease as well. So those are some things you can ask to see if they're on the level. Other questions you need to ask the investor is, have you done this before? You wouldn't believe how many people have never ever done this before, but they can talk a real big game, okay? Now, just because it's someone's first time doesn't mean you shouldn't use them. What you need to do is ask, who is your mentor, and can I meet them, okay? Because a lot of people are looking to do this. It is a great investment option. It's, you know, safer for the most part, other than just doing a buy and hold, meaning a rental property and all other kinds of things. So it might be their first time. It doesn't mean that they're not a good person to deal with. But you want to know who is their mentor and who's going to be handling these contracts, okay? So make sure you ask those questions. As well, if this is someone who has done it before, I want you to ask, how many have you done before, and how many have you done in the past that have come to full fruition, who have actually purchased out the lease and bought their home at the end. And of those who have not purchased, why was it? And was anything done to try and help this happen? Okay? So ask those kinds of questions, get pre-approved, look out for yourself, and look into lease to own. It is a great option, but only if you do it with the right person. All right, so if you have any questions about this, I'm Leah Koss. I am with the Mortgage Center. I'm a Canadian mortgage broker. I cannot help you people in the U.S. I'm sorry. And if you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Email me, call me. Don't forget to subscribe to my videos. Give a thumbs up if you like this post. And other than that, I will talk to you later.